Jennifer Prinz, the CEO for Donor Alliance. I wanted to let you know that as we start our 2020 Donor Dash, we're here on location at our Spruce Street office. We're in the park just next door. We are social distancing, so I'm going to take my mask off just while we're presenting to you, and then we're using our masks as we're setting up and breaking down for the event. So I'm really happy that Michael Spencer is here, and I'm going to turn it over to him. Thank you for joining us.
Jennifer, thanks so much, and hello everyone. My name is Michael Spencer and I'm the sports anchor at CBS 4 here in Denver, and I am privileged to be coming to you today. And as everything does right now in 2020, everything looks a little bit different, and of course today's Donor Dash looks a little bit different as well, but we are so thankful that you guys are here joining with us on social media. We are so thankful for your contributions, and we are excited to bring you a great presentation today. This has been, of course, a week-long event. We have so many people who have participated, everything from the packet pickup party to the car parade, and of course to decorating your front lawns. We are so thankful for all of you who have joined us in this wonderful celebration of life. There have been so many people touched by organ, eye, and tissue donation, and that is what today, this week-long celebration, and really about everything that Donor Alliance does, is really all about. So we want to make sure that you head to our Facebook page. If you're there right now, you can post in the comments section. We want to see your reactions to everything that has gone on today. If you ran earlier today, hopefully you took some pictures. I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to run yet. I've got it this afternoon. Wanted to make sure I was here set up in time. So if you're taking things easy this morning, we get it too. We know you're going to get your run in, and make sure you take a picture, post that on our Facebook page. And of course, everything that we do here is about garnering more opportunities, more life for people around our state and really around the country. So make sure you post, make sure you encourage your friends to post as well. Want to let you know what we have planned for you today. We've got a short interactive program. It's going to be about 30 minutes. We're going to hear from some team captains. We're going to celebrate life, and then at the very end we're going to have a bubble celebration. So make sure you have your bubbles ready and ready to go for that, and make sure somebody's taking pictures. Maybe you got to set up the iPhone or the iPad somewhere. Make sure you see those pictures, because I think it will be an awesome moment, and we want to make sure that we can share in that with all of you. Again, if you're watching on social media, make sure you're posting in the comments. And as we dive in to today, I want to go back to Jennifer. She's got some fantastic stories and more information about what we're doing today here in our virtual Donor Dash, Together Though Apart. Jennifer.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. And thank you to the 3,443 people who signed up for the Donor Dash, and for all of those of you that are listening in today. You know that Donor Alliance is the organ procurement organization serving Colorado and nearly all of Wyoming. We have a dedicated staff. They're dedicated to saving lives through organ and tissue donation and transplantation, and we are grateful that you are here with us today. I want to thank our sponsors. We have our presenting sponsor, University of Colorado Health. UC Health has been our presenting sponsor for 13 years. Thank you, UC Health. We have Centura Transplant, who's a longtime transplant partner in the Denver area. We appreciate your support. And then we have VRL and Eurofins, Allosource and LifeCell, Assured Partners of Colorado, BOK Financial, Denver Health and the Denver Health Foundation, Mountain Aviation, Rocky Mountain Lions Eye Bank, Salop, the Evan Spear Foundation, the American Transplant Foundation, Chris Klug Foundation, Chewy's, and then of course our media sponsors, CBS 4 and iHeartRadio. Thank you very much for your ongoing support of our organization and for the 2020 Donor Dash. Many of you know that this work does not happen in isolation with Donor Alliance. We have key partners throughout our two-state area that make this happen right along with us. So we have 115 acute care hospitals who work with Donor Alliance on a daily basis throughout Colorado and Wyoming to ensure that we can honor the gift of organ, eye, and tissue donation. We have 4 transplant centers. We work with many coroner's offices, EMS providers, hospice organizations, long-term care facilities, skilled nursing facilities, and the driver's license offices throughout Colorado and in Wyoming. Thank you to all of you for helping us on a daily basis honor the gift of life and ensure those in need can get a life-saving organ, eye, or tissue transplant. As we gather today, and as I'm thinking about why am I here today, my family has become an organ donor family and a recipient family in the last 4 years. I know that many of you understand both sides of what I just talked about. When I think about the Donor Dash, I think about our opportunity to honor, to celebrate, and to recognize. We're able to honor the life-saving gift of organ, eye, and tissue donors that our heroic organ, eye, and tissue donors make throughout the year. We're able to celebrate those who receive a life-saving transplant, and yet we recognize that so many people continue to wait for a life-saving organ, eye, and tissue donation and transplant. Now, the Donor Dash has come a long way from Y2K, with a few hundred people gathering to celebrate organ, eye, and tissue donation throughout Colorado and Wyoming, to this first virtual event in 2020. And it has been an amazing transition to be able to pull off this event for you today. I'd like to share with you a little bit of history about the Donor Dash. We're going to show you a short video that's going to explain to you kind of where we've been and where we've been able to come together. So thanks for watching this.
The first year that we did the Donor Dash was in 2000 on New Year's Day. It was very different. I guess there were probably at best 50 people there. It was very, very small. It was freezing cold. It was not at Wesh Park, so it was in a much smaller venue. I had no idea what it would eventually evolve into. So out of very humble roots, on a freezing day when we all thought the world would end, we were out there celebrating organ and tissue donation and transplantation.
The first diaper dash was a 6-foot tarp under a tree. Next year was still, I think we went to 2 tarps under a tree. And then it just grew from there. Last year we had over 350 children pass through, and that's what we were able to count. Far cry from the 4 to 6 that we had the first year. Had a number of missteps along the way. One year we tried to do bubbles in a big pool. It sounded great. Didn't work out so well. I just think it's important that little kids get to understand the importance of giving back. And it's an incredible gift that their families have given or that they have received from other generous families.
When I started in 2008, there weren't that many teams, and we're up to almost 200 teams every single year. You do notice when you see a large group of people that have the same shirt on, and a lot of times they'll have pictures of their loved ones on there, and I think that's really special. The Donor Dash means a lot to me. It keeps my mom's memory alive to me personally, and it is just such a great event for the entire community. It's fun to watch everybody come together and to see all the teams, especially with their personal shirts.
It's become a community event in terms of seeing people you might not have seen for a while, seeing repeat teams and wondering how big the team is this year, and then definitely things like the Memorial Garden. And it's really a time to honor and remember those who so courageously wait, as well as those who so generously have given the gift of life.
I provide and help organize the flowers for the Donate Life Garden. Gosh, we were trying to figure out how long, and it's been probably since around 2008. The first year, my kids, we wrapped the stems in ribbon on those flowers, which was craziness. But again, here we were trying to just come up with something that would seem so very special. And lessons learned. I can't even think of how many more signs, but it takes a lot longer for us to prepare for it, and it's so touching to see when it's all pulled together. And now with the size of it, it's just this beautiful, beautiful visual. I have a huge connection with the transplant community. I've been a transplant coordinator and involved in the transplant since 1987, and then it became a more personal touch when I lost my son Jake, and he became an organ donor. It's been such a wonderful way for us to honor Jake every year too. So It's just incredibly personal.
I think through the test of time, and we're at 20 years now, I think we have proven to ourselves that this does have staying power as an event, and it is really a way that we've been able to bring the community together to celebrate donation and transplantation, and it's something that we can be really proud of within this Rocky Mountain area. We're so grateful for all of you here today that come out year after year to support the Donor Dash. You come here to honor, recognize, and celebrate everyone who's been touched by the gift of life. Thank you.
Hi everybody and welcome back. I love seeing that video about the history of where we've all been able to come together with the Donor Dash, Y2K to 2020. It's been amazing. Thank you to some of you that have been there the entire way. Next, I want to talk to you a little bit about signing up on the donor registry, and I believe that we all understand the importance of signing up on the donor registry, saying yes at the driver's license office. But there are ways that we can continue to support that message even once we've signed up on the registry. It's really important to talk to your family and also your friends and educate them about the process. Next, I have just a 90-second video, quick video for you to watch that will show you how you can continue to spread the message about organ, eye, and tissue donation, even though you're already on the registry. Thank you.
Okay, so you've registered as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Thank you so much. This heroic choice can save and heal lives. But we are often asked, what else can I do? So let's talk about it. First, tell your family. It's important to discuss the decision with your family so they know to honor your decision. And by talking to them, you are helping spread awareness. Now that you are registered, keep us posted. If your name or address has changed, let us know via our online form at donatelifecolorado.org to help keep our database current. You can also help spread awareness every day with a Donate Life license plate through your local DMV. Like to volunteer? Donor Alliance's Advocates for Life are the heart and soul of our efforts to inspire the public about the importance of registering as organ and tissue donors. Lastly, consider a living donation, which can help save lives now. Contact your local transplant center for more info on becoming a living donor. Like more than 2/3 of people in our area, you are already a hero for saying yes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. And we thank you. Decisions such as these change the lives of more than 500,000 Americans every year. For more information on how to get involved, you can check out our website at donoralliance.org.
Hi everybody and welcome back. Thank you for watching that video about how we can continue to spread the word about organ, eye, and tissue donation. Thanks for signing up to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor at the driver's license offices and at donatelifecolorado.org. We appreciate that. The next thing I'd like to ask you to think about just for a moment is, what is your connection to donation and transplantation? And do you have a chance to tell that story in the way that you'd like to be able to tell the story? If you haven't found a way to do that just yet, I think you could really benefit from joining our Advocate for Life program and becoming a volunteer with Donor Alliance. We would love to have you join our organization and help us spread the word about organ, eye, and tissue donation. We have volunteers that share their personal stories in presentations that help us get ready for the Donor Dash and other events that we do, and with anything in between. So if you go to donoralliance.org/advocate for life, you'll be able to learn more about becoming a volunteer with our organization, and we would love to have you. Now next, I would like to introduce you to Tom Grono. Tom Grono is our Chief Operating Officer from UC Health, and he's the President of Diversified Services for UC Health. UC Health has been a presenting sponsor for 13 years of the Donor Dash. We appreciate that sponsorship and ongoing support. And Tom, I appreciate you being with us today to share a few words. So we'll turn it over to Tom.
Thanks, Jennifer. We are once again proud to be the presenting sponsors for this year's Donor Alliance Donor Dash Run for Life. We have been having an interesting year, as everyone knows, with the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's more important than ever that we recognize the importance of organ, eye, and tissue donation and the role that it plays in impacting many lives throughout the Colorado region and beyond. This year at University of Colorado Hospital, as part of UC Health, we did a total of 428 transplants. That's 428 lives that were impacted and benefited by the gift of life that many have provided. And it's important that we continue this life-saving mission as a core part of who we are as a health system. Our UC Health team today is 100 strong, and we are looking forward to virtually walking with many people who have received the gift of life, transplant recipients, donors, families, friends, our hardworking team and staff of physicians and nurses and therapists and pharmacists who work tirelessly to really help make all of this possible. So thank you, Donor Alliance, for putting on such an inspirational event each year and your dedication for saving lives every day.
Tom, thank you so much, not only for those UC Health's continued contributions to the Donor Alliance and, of course, to the Donor Dash. Now, as you guys might know, teams are participants Dash are a part of a team. Those teams racing in particular. Give us a shot to hear from some of those team captains. And I have to warn you at home, I heard as soon as I showed up today that this video has already created some tears for those folks in the Donor Alliance and part of the Donor Dash who have seen it. So get your tissues ready. This is a very, very important message. I want to turn it over to some of the team captains who are telling us who they're dashing for today.
We're Team Travis's Grace, and we're dashing for Travis Wagner.
We're dashing for Evan.
We are Buffalo Rick's Herd, and we are dashing for our dad.
I'm NASCAR driver Joey Gase, and I'm dashing in memory of my mom, Mary.
We're Team William, and we're dashing for our youngest son, William Thomas Applegate.
We dash for our hero, Cody, who saved lives through organ, eye, and tissue donation. Be a hero like Cody and save lives.
Hi, this is Brandy, part of the $1 Million Mike team, and I am dashing this year for donor Michael Beelman.
We're dashing for all the unknown donors.
We are team because of Chris, and we are dashing for all organ, eye, and tissue donors.
We are team honoring pure kindness. We're dashing for my son Hans, who was an organ donor.
And his double lung recipient, Chris.
Hi, we're the Dream Team, and we're dashing for my living kidney donor, Marlene.
And we're dashing for Mommy and Marlene.
Mommy.
We're dashing for my donor. Who are you dashing for?
We are dashing for Mr. Al and his heroic donor.
I'm dashing in honor of my son Travis, who is an organ donor.
We're Team Centura Transplant, keeping it renal. We're dashing for donors and the gift of life.
Hi guys, we're walking the Donor Dash for Shakespeare Log, who gave me a set of lungs that I breathe with every day, so he's with me every day in my heart.
I'm dashing for my brother Justin, who saved 5 lives as an organ donor hero.
Hi, we're the Statline Center Sprinters, and we're racing for our buddy, Ricky Center.
We are Tammy Sunflower Swedes, and we're running for my mom, Tammy Slaughter.
We are Team Will is Made of Epicness.
And we are dashing for Will McDonald, who helped save several lives through organ and tissue donation.
Thank you, team captains. If that video doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. And to me, that is the quintessential essence of why we're here today and what makes this not only Donor Alliance, but also the Donor Dash so special. I too have a personal connection. I've seen firsthand how transplantation and how registering to become an organ donor can provide a family hope. That's what it did for my family. And so that's part of the reason why I'm here today, why I'm so privileged to be a part of this event, and why I would encourage you and everyone that you know to become an organ donor and to give that gift of hope and that gift of life. And to me, the gift of becoming an organ donor is one of the best gifts that you can give. So if you haven't already, please go to donatelifecolorado.org. They've got all the information right there on how you can become an organ donor and how you can give the gift of life. Much more to come, including the bubble ceremony. But before we do that, I want to give it back over to Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. And again, thank you to all of you who are joining us live to be able to celebrate the 2020 Donor Dash. For those of you that have already gotten your run in this week or that you're headed out here this afternoon, please remember to go to our website at donoralliance.org/donor dash to be able to get your instructions to upload your times and make sure that we get your information in for the race data. You have until noon tomorrow on July 20th to be able to do that. I also want to pause for just a moment and talk to those of you who did not receive your t-shirts and your masks when you came to do your packet pickups this year. I think everybody understands it's been a little challenging to pivot this event and go virtually, and we came up short in the number of shirts and masks we had for all of our participants. So my apologies for that. I want to let you know that as soon as those t-shirts and masks are in our office, they'll be in the mail to you. So thanks for understanding, and thanks for your ongoing support of the Donor Dash and for Donor Alliance. We really appreciate it. Now I'd like to move into one of my favorite moments at the Donor Dash, and that is when we all get to pause for just a minute and remember those that we're dashing for. We have an opportunity to honor those who have given the life-saving gift of organ, eye, and tissue donation, their heroic choice to save another's life. We have a chance to pause and celebrate those who have received a life-saving transplant and to recognize those who continue to wait. So I myself am going to be remembering the donor and the donor family that saved my family member through transplantation, and the person in my family who became an organ donor a few years ago. So I ask you to join me in a moment of silence as we honor those that we're dashing for. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us in that moment of silence. I want to thank all of you, all the participants, the over 3,000 participants that we've had, all of the people who've sponsored our event, to UC Health for being a presenting sponsor, and for everyone that helps make donation and transplantation happen in Colorado and in Wyoming. Michael and I are going to lead you in a bubble release. We're going to try to count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then say donate life at the end and be able to release these bubbles out into the community and celebrate all of our time together. All right?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Donate life.
Mine was kind of weak. There we go.
There we go.
Guys, thank you again so much for joining us today virtually. I know it looks a little different, but we were so appreciative of all of your time and of your continued donations and support for the Donor Alliance and for the Donor Dash. A reminder, please visit the website donatelife.org, donatelifecolorado.org, and of course the Donor Alliance website as well to find out more information. Make sure you post your pictures, post your run times as well too. We want to make sure that we know who did the best, right? I certainly will be in that category. But that is going to do it for all of us here at the Donor Dash. For our fantastic technical crew who helped put that on today, thank you so much. Thank you to Jennifer for having me out here. It was such a privilege to be a part of this awesome event with you guys. And thank you so much for your continued support of the Donor Alliance.